Can I still have a baby with herpes?
Herpes could never. Herpes could never break me, could never again make me feel less of. Herpes can't take my sexy away from me. Herpes does not take my worth away. Herpes does not devalue me. Herpes can never.
Hi, welcome. My name is Shayna Singleton, aka the Herpes Goddess, and yes, having me is a big flex. I am the founder of Herpes Can Never Grow, and the largest herpes awareness platform because I inspire people to love themselves more. The mission at Herpes Can Never is to be at war with the stigma until our community feels comfortable being open about their status and proud of their sexuality. Now, if you're searching for any resource, feel free to go to www.herpescannever.com or click the link in my description box below. We offer so many resources. I am the author of 2 books. One's a trigger journal just to break the stigma in your own life. And the other one is a guide to disclosing your herpes status titled Bring Your Pussy to the Table. We also have several workshops from herpes diet and remedies to safe sex and herpes disclosure to learn your triggers and prodrome symptoms, herpes 101, being pregnant with herpes, and more. Feel free to go to www.herpescannever.com. Now, let's get into it. Can I still have a baby even though I'm herpes positive? The answer immediately is yes. In 2015, when I found out I was pregnant, it was the same day I found out I had herpes. So many thoughts arose in my head. Oh my God, how could this happen to me? Oh my God, I feel so ashamed. I feel so dirty. I'm so disappointed in myself. I'm so angry with the person that I was with in a relationship, just assuming off of lack of knowledge, just a lot of thoughts and mental destruction and self-sabotage that was going on with me. Okay, let's just be real. Anyway, moving forward, quick brief on my story is I had something that was like a razor bump and it was painful. It didn't sit well with me. So I went to the doctor. When I went to the doctor was sure it was a razor bump, but I demanded that they test the spot anyway. The doctor assured me it was a razor bump and I had nothing to worry about. I was also told that if I wasn't told anything within 2 weeks, then I should just think that I was good. You know, I didn't have any herpes or have anything down there. Moving forward, I didn't hear back from the doctor, so I completely forgot about my whole razor bump episode, right? Go back to the doctor because now I'm having pregnancy symptoms. Throwing up 4 times a day, I'm sleeping all day. Terrible, right? Anyway, I came in, the doctor comes in and says, I got good news and bad news. What do you want first? And I'm like, give me the bad news first. Let's end it off with good news. Bad news is you tested positive for HSV2. I didn't know what HSV2 was. She can tell the confusion in my face. She goes, you test positive for genital herpes, just don't have sex during an outbreak. Very bad advice, just going to say. Then she was like, you ready for the good news? I'm like, yeah, sure. Give me the good news. She goes, you're pregnant. At the time where I was in my life, it wasn't good news for me. Irony is, years later, herpes and my baby ended up being the 2 best things that have ever happened to me. But let's keep it moving. I found out the information. I'm pretty much in shock. I really felt the weight of being a single mom, a single Black mom on the other side of the world, having a baby by someone who was higher ranking than me, being in the army, being a soldier. The stigma of that was sitting on me more than the herpes stigma. I tell more about my journey in other videos. Feel free to roam through my YouTube. Support is free, and that's where you can support me. As far as my pregnancy goes, I just wanted to cover a few facts around just being pregnant with herpes. You can have a baby and have herpes, and you can have a vaginal delivery. You can have a vaginal delivery and take antivirals. You can have a vaginal delivery and not take antivirals. You can also be having an active outbreak and still have your baby. You'll just have to have a C-section, and that's normal, and that's okay. And don't let anyone make you feel a way about a C-section either. Me personally, I had my baby vaginally and I was on antivirals. If I have any advice or suggestions, I highly suggest that you tell your doctor that you're herpes positive, or if you're pregnant, that you get tested for herpes, because neonatal herpes is fatal. And if your child does come in contact with the herpes virus during a vaginal delivery, your child can die because a baby's immune system is not built up enough in order to handle the herpes virus. Okay. For me, what they did, they knew I had herpes, and before I had my baby, they conducted an exam of my vaginal canal, my birth canal, and cleared me to have a vaginal delivery. I had no outbreaks, no redness, no signs of prodromal symptoms, and I had been on antivirals since I was like 6 months pregnant. So suggestion number 1, tell your doctor. Suggestion number 2, if you don't want no one to know, you need to communicate that with your doctor. You need to put it in your birth plan. If not, they're going to feel free to talk about your herpes during the delivery, right? 3, what is it? Create a plan. Decide whether or not you want to have a vaginal delivery or not. Decide whether or not you want to have a C-section. The safest route for you and your child would be to have a C-section. But I mean, so many of us have vaginal deliveries. It's possible you can do it. And people who experience children who get herpes through the birth canal, neonatal herpes, is usually women who do not know that they have herpes. So create a plan with your doctor. They might prescribe you antivirals. You have the option, you have the choice to decide whether or not you want to take those. Make sure you let your doctor know what's going on. What else? Stay fresh, stay stress-free. Create a birth plan. And yeah. Another concern is, what if I pass it on to my child afterwards? Or can I give my child herpes through breastfeeding? The only way you can give your child herpes through breastfeeding is if you have herpes outbreaks on your nipples. If your outbreaks don't occur there, if you don't have herpes on your breast, then no, you cannot give your child herpes through breastfeeding. It's not in the milk. It's not in our blood. It can't genetically pass on the herpes virus, and it won't be in your breast milk. That's another thing. Kissing my baby. Herpes is common, y'all. If they don't get it from you, the possibility is going to be the same when interacting with other children, with interacting with your friends, when interacting with family members, with interacting with the world. It's important for you to know your body, know your virus, know your triggers, know your prodromal symptoms, and do what you have to do. Maybe refrain from kissing during triggers, refrain from kissing during prodromal symptoms, refrain from kissing when your immune system is low. But outside of that, give your baby some love, okay? Give your baby love. Don't let that be a fear of yours. If you're seeking more information, we get real detail in our Moms with Herpes workshop. It's not only featuring myself, but it's also featuring the founder of Life with Herpes. Her name is Alexandra Herbuska, and a fellow herpes advocate / HIV advocate. Her name is Cece, and she just had her second baby, and her baby is herpes free and HIV free, and she's herpes positive and HIV positive. So it's very much possible. In the Moms with Herpes workshop, we share our stories. You'll get to hear my full story, share our experience, and answer every question that a mom with herpes asks themselves or worry about or ponder about. We answer it there, and we give our advice about birth plans and parenting as well. If you're interested in that, please go to www.herpescanever.com. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.